be touched with a difference. So today we'll be looking again at another action from this woman that made her case to be different. Like I said, several people are touching Jesus, but this woman touched Jesus and got a different result. On that day, some were sick, some were maimed. They all had equal opportunity to the force feed around Jesus. They all had equal access to the power that Jesus could release. And many indeed touched him. In fact, the disciple witnessed that dozens touched Jesus. But there was a woman with a different touch. Previously, we said she heard about Jesus, so the word of God became the pedestal on which she stood to be able to be partaker of God's divine nature, like Apostle Peter said. So the next thing that we saw is that she did not stay only at hearing the word. The Bible said she also pushed through. That means the word that she heard generated corresponding action. And like we know, faith is corresponding action. We can't talk about faith in God when there is no action taken that is in consonance with the faith that we proclaim. Abraham believed God. The Bible says, we're counting on him for righteousness. But part of the belief is that he knew that God could raise Isaac back from the dead. He believed God that at the age of 100 years, God could still give him a child. Corresponding action. So this woman heard about Jesus. She's heard about different things that Jesus has done, how he has healed people, how people that their cases were hopeless have been turned around. And she made up her mind, yes, if Jesus did it for them, I'm going to get my own miracle. See, let me read that verse again from the Passion's translation. It says, she pushed through the crowd and came from behind him and touched his prayer shawl. Can you imagine? A frail woman, a woman that has lost blood for 12 solid years. She couldn't get help from doctors, she couldn't get help from no one. Her money failed her. But because she heard the word of God and she took corresponding action. She wasn't aiming, to shake hands with Jesus. She wasn't aiming, to rub shoulder with other people that are touching Jesus. Her own aim was, let me just touch his prayer shawl. And the Bible says, immediately she touched it. She received healing. And that is what faith is. Can you imagine Sarah at the age of 90? The Bible said she received faith to conceive the seed. Can you imagine a 90-year-old woman, going to the act of trying to become pregnant? That indeed takes faith. But her faith did not stop there. Her faith strengthened her to carry the pregnancy to term. She did not have abortion along the way. Not only that, her faith was so strong that she was able to deliver the child without having to do cesarean section. And that is what faith does. That's what faith does. Faith makes the impossible possible. In fact, there's no point having faith if what you are having faith for is possible. For example, if you have 1,000 naira in your pocket and you need to spend 100 naira, you don't need to have faith. You already had more than enough to be able to generate the result that you wanted. But if you have 1,000 naira in your pocket and you need 10,000, then faith has to be involved, because faith becomes the instrument through which impossibility becomes possible. So this woman had faith, and her faith generated corresponding action. So what are you trusting God for in your life? Do you have corresponding action to what you are trusting God for? Because until you have the corresponding action, then it's as good as not having faith.